Hello everyone, my name is Christian. Welcome back to my hobby blog. Today I'm so excited because I finished up One Piece Skypiea and also the Long Ring Long Land arc. So I have been watching a lot of One Piece the last week or so since the last video I've done, and I am just in love with the series. I don't know how my love for it grows every arc that I watch, but it is impressive how much Oda makes me really love the characters and the storylines and everything. Like this arc, Skypiea specifically, I had a little bit of a difficulty getting into. I would say it took me like 10 episodes to really become invested, and 10 episodes is a lot. This arc on One Piece is 23 episodes, I believe, and each one's about half an hour long, and that was a lot. This was a really long arc, and I really enjoyed it while it was sort of slogging along. But it was when I really became invested in the storyline is when this was like 5 out of 5 for me. Like I was just really impressed, and it was the moment that we got the reveal that the island of Jaya, which we had been at previously in another arc, is actually just the other half of the city of gold of Shandora, which is this ancient civilization that has this golden bell, and these people are trying to get to this bell to ring it because a lot of people don't even believe that Shandora is a real place anymore. And it was just such a fascinating arc. But it was that moment when we discovered that Shandora, or Skypiea actually, is sort of like the other half of this island, because half of the island was above the Great Knockup Stream and it got blown up into the sky. And I just was not expecting that at all. And it was just so fun, like, to get that. I had no idea. Like, it was just such a fun reveal. Like, it was just so fun. It's basically like the main descriptor of what I can call the series, is that One Piece is just so much fun. And I'm just really, really enjoying it. I really enjoyed the characters of Gonfall and God Enel, I think is how you pronounce it. Those two especially, and Wiper I would lump into this group. These three characters I was so invested in from like halfway through the arc and on, because Enel I didn't really have any hopes about when he first was introduced, and it's through the slow reveals that we get about him and also about Luffy's powers and how he can defeat Enel. All of that was just, it just blew my mind. I was just so in love with that entire storyline, and this show is definitely like my happy place. I say it every episode, but every arc that I watch just cements it even more. And I'm just loving the characters as well. I love having Nico Robin in the crew this season, or this arc, I guess, because Nico Robin's an archaeologist and she is searching for knowledge and all this stuff, and we're getting a lot of poneglyphs lore in this arc, and that's something that I'm not really 100% knowing about. I still don't really know the purpose of them, but like she's looking for, and she finds it at Shandora, and it is like, oh my gosh, like from that moment on, because it's around the time when Luffy starts fighting Enel, is when Nico Robin is getting all of the lore surrounding the city, and it is so fascinating. I was just in love with it. I could not resist pressing next episode on One Piece, and it was just so much fun. I love the fights in this arc as well. It was so well done. That first moment when we get Enel just lightning blasting, I think it's Sanji and, oh my god, I forgot his name. It's not Zoro, it's Usopp. When Usopp and Sanji are lightninged, like, and electrocuted, Like, that was such a shock moment. I didn't think they were in danger or anything, but I was really worried for them in terms of the short term, because I had no idea, like, what was coming, and I was thinking that they would be downgraded somehow, like, given some sort of, like, injury or something, but they get better, and they join the fight towards the end of the arc, and it is just so much fun. I think the last quarter of this arc is, like, the best, like, TV shows I've ever seen. Like, just media, content, whatever you want to call it. Just some of the best storytelling ever. And it didn't drive me to tears or anything. It was such a happy, like, glorious victory that I was really happy at the end of the arc. But, like, it could have gone wrong in so many ways. And I love all the little moments with Luffy and Ino, especially, where Ino, like, forms this giant gold ball and traps Luffy's arm in it, and he's, like, swinging it around and trying to use it and all this. Like, that was just so much fun. I just had so much fun watching this arc. And it's just... I also watched the Long Ring, Long Land arc, which is sort of the filler, I guess. I don't know if anyone else calls it that, but it was filler to me. But it was still fun. Like, the characters are taking part in, like, these great big games, and they're trying to take other pirates from the other crew and, like, exchanging them, and Chopper gets exchanged a few times. And that was a fun arc. It was very quick. It was 6 episodes, easy. But Skypiea especially was where most of my enjoyment came out of in this last few sections, in these last few arcs, because I've been told over and over again that I haven't really started One Piece, and that, like, the storyline doesn't really begin until Water 7. And we have a few reveals with Water 7 that they're, like, a water island or island of water, and it's really close to the Marine base or HQ, which is really interesting. Because we meet a guy towards the end of this arc, who I don't remember the name of, is, like, Kiji. It's a 3-syllable name. I think Kiji is the last 2. It's something. I wish I wrote it down. I didn't. But he gets introduced, and he's like, hey, like, the Marines aren't taking y'all seriously, but, like, I'm kind of tempted to kill y'all because you guys have such a backbone. And this guy, like, goes away. He's like, okay, whatever. Goes on his bike, pedals off. And I have no idea what's coming up. I know a lot about the future. Well, I actually don't know that much about the future. All I know is that there's a time skip at some point, but I don't know what triggers that. I don't know why that's done, but I'm very excited. Skypiea was such a joy, such fun. I just cannot, like... I just love it. I love the battle scenes, especially with Luffy and Ino. Just some of the best, like, original, creative, like, ideas I've ever seen in a fight scene. Like, it was just so much fun. And it was so rewarding to have one of my predictions come true, which is that Luffy was going to be immune to lightning damage. And I was right. I thought about that a few times when Ino was first attacking everybody with lightning, and I was like, well, Luffy is always talking about his rubber, like, or gum weapons, and talks about how he took the rubber devil fruit, and I was like, oh, this is so great. Like, one of the villains in the past arc, I don't remember the name, but he mentioned that, I think it's Crocodile, he mentioned that Luffy was not using his powers at all when it comes to the devil fruit. And we see this now because he's starting to become more powerful and is fighting a lot better. And with every single pirate crew that comes by that is a lot less powerful than them, you really see Luffy just take them out so fast. Like, Luffy is just... he is so confident in himself, and his bounty is at 100 million still. We don't have any updates to that. I have a feeling that no one really knows about Skypiea in terms of the greater world, but I have no idea. We do get a little bit of really fun monsters in this one. We get a giant snake in Skypiea, who I really, really loved. That was just such a fun plot line that we got with the snake, where he was in love with Kagawa and the other guy, Gonfall, maybe? I can't remember. Oh no, it was it was Kagawa and someone else. But the snake loved them and was like really close friends with them and all this stuff, and they had to leave and it's kind of just been on its own. And it wakes back up and then discovers that Wiper is there now, and he's the descendant of Kagawa. I hope I'm saying his name right. I hope that's the right name I'm thinking of. But like everything with the snake was just so fun, and I want more giant creatures. I love when they encounter these giant creatures that are just so intimidating looking, and then Sanji or Zoro or even Luffy just knocks him out in one hit, and it's so fun. And that's what I want more of, is more of these giant mythical creatures, because towards the end there, Enel was just so powerful. He's one of the gods, and he gets away. He goes off to the Deep Earth or something like that, something Earth. The Endless Earth, I think they call it. I have no idea what's with that, because it's apparently the world of dreams. Sorry, my voice kind of cracked there. But that is very exciting for me. I love the world of dreams, at least how I think of it in terms of Wheel of Time. So I'm very curious to see One Piece's take on that. I'm so in love with this series. But I think I'm going to need to take a break for a few days, because I've been really binging this show. Because I have taken breaks throughout the days the last week or so, because Wheel of Time Season 3 is out. I'm doing a lot of other TV watching and movie watching and reading and all that. And it's just so fascinating, just what I'm reading, because there's so much that I just had no idea about. And I can't wait to read more. I'm in the 300 chapters now, according to One Piece. So I'm about 800 chapters away from catching up, which is really exciting for me, because I've only been doing the series for about 2 months now, but it's been the last month or so now that my pace has just really increased. I'm getting a video out every week, which is what I'm trying to do. Trying to do a big chunk of episodes every week. So yeah, if you're enjoying this series, please let me know. What do you think about the series so far? About what I'm catching up on or catching on to? All that. Thank you all so much for watching, and please have a great rest of the day.